Hey everybody, welcome to a video I probably should have done at least a year ago, but it's been kind of a crazy year, and I'm sure you've been able to see that and kind of understand that it has been crazy for me, at least if you're following the main channel. Now, if you're following only this channel, Dragon Lifestyle, then you're just probably like, well, he just gave up. And I guess to a degree, I did. I did give up a little bit. Um, it has been a exceptionally challenging and tough year for myself and my family, and so a lot of the stuff that I had said I was going to set out to do for 2023 didn't get done. I said I was going to kickstart Dragon Lifestyle and or kickstart it back up, and that didn't end up happening. Was going to go under the guise of a financial advice channel, and it unfortunately just didn't end up happening that way. And if you have been, I don't want to say long term fan of Dragon Lifestyle because that would imply that I've been uploading consistently, but if you have been following the Dragon Lifestyle channel, and really any other channels of basically the Dragon brand, the No Dragons Please brand, you might have noticed that this year has been it's been strange. It's been very very odd, to say the least, and I want to explain that. Um, but before we get into the beginning, where it kind of explains why this year has been crazy and why it's been pretty difficult for me to end up creating videos for other channels and really even for the main channel as well. Uh, I want to start off with Dragon Lifestyle started as a channel where I could just kind of talk to the camera because it started during COVID and I wasn't really talking to a whole lot of people during then. A lot of friendships fell through during 2020, and a lot of different things ended up happening. And so I didn't really have anyone to talk to, so I decided to create a channel where that was it. In essence, it was to be a vlogging channel and kind of just tell everyone how I'm going throughout the day. And that ended up, for some reason, turning into a fitness channel because that was the only thing I had going on during the beginning of 2020. Now, I did end up getting a job and socializing and, making acquaintances with people and stuff like that. About 6 months into the whole pandemic thing, but I just did not keep up with the whole vlogging, and at the base essence, that's kind of what the Dragon Lifestyle is meant to be. Now, I did think earlier this year, I was like, well, I'm really into stocks and trading and finance and all that right now, so maybe, let's just do the average man's finance channel. Not really, not a financial advisor or financial guru by any means, but just talking about what I'm trading and what I think might be good as someone who doesn't really even know crap and about this. I mean, I know enough about the stock market to do okay, I guess, to know when to throw in the towel. But um, it's not like I was going to be a financial advice guru. Um, and just a lot of things ended up happening this year that just really did not. It ended up to make me realize that I don't really want Dragon Lifestyle to be stuck in one niche. And I mean, by that, I mean, I want it to just be vlogging in general. Talking to you guys about stuff that's on my mind, talking to you about um, how I'm doing, how people around me are doing, stuff like that. Uh, which is funny that I'm making this video while I'm still sick, in all honesty, because any sane person would not be trying to talk when their voice has effectively been gone for 3 or 4 days. But here I am trying to do it. Anyway, I wanted to say that I think what the Dragon lifestyle really suffered from was being lost, and that makes a lot of sense. That a channel that's vlogging and supposed to be about me ended up suffering from the being lost issue because for a good amount of time I think I was more personally lost and didn't know what to do. I mean, the pandemic, I had been doing school pretty much up until the year before the pandemic ended up happening, and that's kind of all that I had known in life. That's basically where all my friends came from, was school. And yeah, I mean, maybe some my part-time job, but um, not necessarily like shared activities and stuff like that. And so it was quite obvious that in a place where I can't go to work and I was already done with school at the time, um, that I would end up being, you know, considerably lost and not necessarily knowing what to do when we were all forced to basically stay indoors and do all of that. So I guess it makes sense that the dragon lifestyle just kind of never took off, and I'm hoping I'm hoping that this realization of like knowing that I was lost for quite a while, right? After 2020, it was just I had to just kind of, become a regular person, regular member of society, and work and do that, and actually have to, like, I don't know, try and reach out when I needed friends, because there was no way that friends would easily just like happen to be in your life because you're not in school and your social circle is very very small once you graduate that. So it makes sense. Now the funny part is that during the pandemic I did end up going back to school, but this time it was for the master's degree, and really the program I did, everyone's kind of focused on their master's degree, so there was not really too many acquaintances that I made throughout that degree, and that's fine. I am almost done. In fact, I graduate in a couple weeks, so I'm looking very forward to that. But what I'm looking forward to the most, probably, is realizing that I want to create content because it's a fun hobby. It's something that I enjoy doing. And if that ever takes off, great. But that's not the reason I'm doing it. The reason I'm doing it is because it gives me something to do and to feel like I've accomplished something, which can be very good when you're just going through the monotony of life and being like, man, what am I really accomplishing? Well, that's why I want to kickstart not only the Dragon lifestyle but my other channels back up as well. And after December 15th, you can probably be expecting that that's going to happen. Now, am I going to do an update video on every single one of my channels? No. I'm going to do one on the main channel, and I'm doing one on this channel. I haven't decided if I'll do one on any of the other channels, but I figured these two were really the ones that felt appropriate to talk about, especially since I want this to be like the vlogging, sitting, just kind of talking shop with you guys, just, and I don't want it to only be about me, right? Like, if you guys have topics you want me to cover, feel free to have me do so, but I also want to encourage you guys to talk in the comments as well, and I want to hear your stories and not just mine. So please, if you are a silent listener and you don't really feel like you comment a lot on other people's YouTube videos, I'm encouraging you to almost over comment on mine and tell me a little bit about you, and about your story. And if anything I say in any future videos ends up resonating with you, then great, great. I would love to be able to help someone else out, or at least make someone feel like they're not necessarily alone, because for a good portion of my life, that's kind of what it's been is I've been pretty alone and haven't really had much of a support network to talk about, which leads into why this year was so tough and why I just kind of fell apart at creating in general and just ended up working and going to school, and that was it. Um, and the reason I say that was it was because previously I would work, I'd go to school, and I'd create, but I didn't have the drive to create this year. And a large reason for it is because I ended up losing my grandmother at pretty much the beginning of the year, and late last year into early this year. My parents were in a really bad accident, so I was having to kind of step up and take care of them for a good couple of months. During that time, unfortunately, my grandmother ended up passing, and we had to take care of her funeral and all that. And and I actually had to withdraw for the spring semester because I would have actually been graduated with my master's already, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to focus just normally with everything that was going on, and there was just so much extra responsibility that I ended up having to take on that just made me realize I couldn't do spring semester. It was not feasible for me to do so. And in fact, if I had done so, I probably would have had some pretty serious health issues, uh, just from all the stress and everything. So I did end up pulling out on spring, and it's tough when you lose a really close family member. I won't say that the grieving process is done by any means. I definitely still have days that are tougher than others, but it does help to kind of carry on their memory, if that makes sense, and try and do what they'd want to see if they were still here. So so that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make my grandmother proud, even if she's not here anymore. That's in essence what I'm trying to do is just make her proud and try and always be the kind of person that she knew I was, even if there were times in my life that I strayed from that for sure. Um, and so that's what a lot of this year has been. It's been a lot of talking to a therapist and sitting and having my own my own soul searching in the silence, and talking with my girlfriend a lot about some of the things that I'm struggling with. Um, and so that's helped. It's definitely helped to have a social network. And I am, as opposed to 2020, I am trying to be better about reaching out to friends because I realize that community can be a very good thing. But that would kind of explain why a lot of this year I wasn't really creating. On the main channel, I would make YouTube shorts, and I would stream, and that was in essence, the the high point of my creation was it. I was making YouTube shorts and TikToks, and I wasn't really making much else. Um, so 2024, and even the end of this year, I really want to take creation back into my own hands and really start creating again. Start making more long form videos, more shorts for the main channel. Probably I will have an update about the main channel, but it's basically going to be shorts, and I don't want to disclose the other niche that it'll be yet because I want people on the main channel to hear that before it really comes to fruition. Um, but I hope this explains why I really haven't done much with this channel. But I do. I really, one, I think it would be good because it's almost like a video journal of sorts to have a vlog. But I really think a lot of my story, as I feel comfortable talking about it, and just even talking about daily life and different views that I see throughout the day, will really end up hopefully resonating with people. And really, my ultimate goal is just making sure that everyone knows that they're not truly alone. because I know what it's like to feel like that, to be honest. But yeah, that's basically it. Um, Now for videos, it'll probably be a lot of like sitting down and talking. Now, might that be working out talk? It might it be finance talk? Sure, but I don't want to say that this is a workout and finance channel. This is a channel about me, and I think really the one thing that I can provide to you all is myself, is me. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to try and give you guys me. So hang on for the ride, and if you want to sub and like or dislike or comment or do any of that, I'm here for it. So yeah, let's see how it goes.